Welcome back to Surviving and Thriving, where we share with you the things that we have learned as we have transitioned our family from struggling to survive disease to thriving, right smack dab in the midst of it. In the hopes that something that we share with you will help you, enlighten you, and encourage you as you transition your family from struggling to survive disease to thriving, right smack dab in the midst of it. Have you ever been like to the zoo or maybe a circus and you've seen this big old huge elephant, weighs a few tons and it's tied with a little rope to a little stake in the ground and you wonder how is that holding that elephant down because that elephant is so much more stronger than that rope and that stake. You could pull it right up, but yet the elephant does not try to escape. Well, they say to tame an elephant that it starts in childhood. It starts when they're small and when they're young, and you chain them up with this big strong chain to something that they can't get loose from. And the more that they try, they realize they cannot break loose from that chain. And so as they get older in their mind, they quit trying. They quit trying to challenge that chain, because from when they were little they couldn't get loose, and so it's trained them. That experience with that chain has trained them to not go up against the chain. And so as they get bigger and they become these big, huge, half a ton or actually more than a ton animal, right? They don't try to break loose from a rope, and so you can have a rope loosely on its tied to one of its feet and staked in the ground. They're strong enough to pull out of it, but they don't even try because they're trained from their childhood. Well, sickness and disease can do that. Life can do that to us. Relationships can do that to us. Finances can do that to us, right? But especially when you're overcoming challenges in your health, you can be trained. It can put a fear in you. It can make you think that there's boundaries around you that might not be there. We go through things and we may try different things, we may do different things, and the repercussions of those things that we tried may be pretty severe. It may not feel good, it may cost us and seemingly set us back, it may hurt. There's some things that we can do, some things that we can go through that can put a memory on us. And we may muster it up and say, you know what, I'm going to try it again. And we try it again, and you got what you expected to get, what happened the last time, and it might have happened again. And so your mind begins to form a thought process that said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to challenge that. And you can sometimes take on the viewpoint and the identity that you can or cannot do something. I can't do that because this will happen. And that may be true. That may be true. But there are often times when things change. Seasons change. Sometimes we may try things in one season and it doesn't work. You can try a certain therapy, you can have certain surgeries, certain procedures, you can try to challenge yourself physically in different ways in one season, and it is just not happening for you. And the repercussions of that can put a memory on you. But seasons change and things change. You might have tried a procedure in one season and it didn't work for you, but that same procedure may work for you in another season. I have tried some things before in a lot of different ways, but I have tried procedures where I've had multiple surgeries for certain procedures in a year and it just didn't work. And then I rested for a while and I came back to it, and guess what? The next year it just didn't work, and I rested for a while and I came back to it, 6 to 8 months later, and it worked for me that time. I've had things happen where, you try, and it's not working, and then way down the road, it does work for you. So I want to encourage you not to let the things that you're going through stop you from challenging yourself, stop you from going for your goal, make you think that what you had in your mind and what your hope for is unattainable, make you change your focal point, make you change your goal. Don't let what you're going through make you change your goal. If there is something in you that and it may be anti what medicine is saying, it may be anti what your body and life is saying to you, but something down deep in you, and you're going for that thing, you keep believing, you keep hoping, and you keep trying, because it could be a seasonal thing. Some things are not available to you today that will be available to you tomorrow. There's some things that have not been invented today that may be invented tomorrow that may help you. You may be stronger in another season. There might be some things going on with your body right now. You might not even have a clue that there's something going on down there in the background, right? But you could be doing some supplements, some herbs, or you might get one thing fixed, or a medication you might not be on anymore because that medication could have been altering or affecting something else. And things can change. Things can change on a dime in another season. So always challenge yourself. Always challenge yourself. There was many years, you guys, where I couldn't walk and I couldn't do a whole lot of things, and I was constantly challenging myself, and I fell on the ground a few times and it didn't feel good. It hurt pretty bad, and I have fallen, and like that commercial, I've fallen and I can't get up, and there was nobody at home to help me get up, but I kept challenging myself, and I kept challenging myself, and there came a day, you guys, with a lot of work, a lot of effort, and a lot of hurting, right, that I could get up and I could walk and I could stand and I could use my legs, but it came from a lot of challenging. I might not have been able to do it in one season. Perhaps I didn't have the muscle strength that I needed, and perhaps it wasn't that I couldn't walk and so I shouldn't try to walk. It could have just been I needed to build up muscle strength so that I could eventually walk. Things change. Seasons change. What worked for you in one season might not work for you in another season. What didn't work for you in one season might work for you in another season. So you always need to challenge yourself, because you might be surprised. You know, I remember trying to sit up, and I couldn't even sit up for 30 seconds to a minute without my heart rate going crazy and my blood pressure going crazy, and doctors having to run in a room just because I tried to sit up. But through time, you guys, and challenging myself, okay, I'm going for this 30 seconds, and then finally for a minute, and then finally for a couple minutes, and eventually I could sit up for 30 minutes. And it was a long road. It was a hard road. It didn't feel good. There was a lot of things that was like 911, don't try it, stop it, and everything, and would tell you don't do it, and medicine would say, oh, don't worry about it, you'll never be able to do that again, let that thing go. But I didn't let it go. And so I would like to tell you guys that if you find yourself going through some things, or if there's things that you want to do, don't limit yourself and say, well, I tried it before, so I can't do it. You might be surprised. You might not have been able to do something in another season, physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever it is that you wanted to do, but you may be able to do it in another season. And sometimes you got to keep working at it to be able to get to it. So just because you got a firm no in 1 year, don't mean that 5 years from now you have to still be telling yourself no. You can try that thing again, and you might just surprise yourself to see that you're able to do what you thought that you could no longer do. Hope that was helpful for you. Remember, in all things, do you. Until next time, bye.